I'm Lila with Musée Magazine. This is an interview just about you receiving the Person of the Year award.
Hi, my name is Lubna, and yes, I'm one of the recipients of the top 10 People of the Year awards from Musée Magazine.
So how does it feel to receive that award?
Honestly, I was really shocked. I remember I got the email and I was like, whoa, like, what is this? I know like one of my friends, I think she got it last year, so I thought that was really interesting, but I was really excited to like hear that I had won. Yeah.
So who would you say is your biggest role model?
Yeah, so I feel like everybody says their mom, which I do believe my mom is definitely one of my biggest role models, but I would also say myself, not in like a kind of self-centered way, but more just like am proud of myself and the way that like I've overcome like many like challenges and things like that. I've seen like how I've grown so much from the past, and I'm so excited to see like how much growing I have to do to the future. But yeah, I would say definitely like myself, because I feel like I'm my biggest like motivator. But yeah.
And what motivates you to keep fighting for the issues that you care about?
Yeah. So I feel like something that kind of motivates me is seeing like the struggles, for example, that I've went through. I think something that motivates me a lot is like seeing what I've struggled with and knowing that I don't want other people to struggle with it as well. And so going out of my way to make sure that like people don't have the same issues or like access or barriers and things like that with like just life in general, or just like as a college student. I try my best to like help people not struggle with the things that I struggle with.
So would you say that your past experiences and challenges have informed yourself as a leader?
Definitely, I would say like my past like issues or things that I've just like encountered. I try my best to like give people advice like if they need it, so that like they kind of, like I said before, don't struggle with like what I've struggled with. I know there's like been a number of times like I've struggled with something, and now that I kind of feel like I've mastered it in a way, I make sure to go out of my way to help them out in the best way that I can, whether that be like looking over something for them, helping them with a scenario or something like that, or a situation that like has caused them problems. Just trying to guide them as best as I can. But yeah.
And how would you say your leadership experiences throughout your 4 years of college have informed your like future career choices or informed what you want to do with your career?
Yeah, I would definitely say like being like on campus, right? So I'm a senior now. I'm about to graduate this May. I'm so excited. Um, Being like in my freshman year, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember second semester though, like I finally was awarded like an opportunity to like kind of have like a leadership experience. I really enjoyed it, and then kind of went on from there and like being in leadership like positions. Um, and I think like being in those, right, like you get to really like develop your skills, working with people, learning like how to communicate and things like that, which has then like further helped me, right, in like a professional like, capacity, whether that be like in like an internship or something like that. I feel like those have really like helped me, and have like shaped me into like who I am even like right now. And even just like in classes as well, like I think like the experiences I've had like in my classes have also helped shape me. So.
And how has the last year been for you?
Um, I kind of think of like years in terms of semesters and things like that. So like I know like last spring, school was really great for me. School was online. I really enjoyed that. The summer came and I had a summer internship, and that was great. And then my fall semester began last semester, and that was kind of rough for me just because like we're moving back to in person. And I remember my freshman year I used to struggle like a lot, like going to class. I would get like really unmotivated. I'm glad that like I was able to kind of like get myself back on track, and like attending classes and things like that. So when we came back to in person, I remembered like I vowed to myself like you're gonna go to every single class, and I honestly don't remember. I think like that was the first time that I had went to every single class since sophomore year, before COVID had happened. And so I was really proud of myself in terms of that. But I was still kind of struggling because like I think there's like a really big pressure on me to get a job, and I was interviewing for lots of jobs. And you'd think like you do well in the interview, right? Like people are like, oh, that was great, like you answered the questions wonderfully, blah blah blah. But then like it comes down to something I'm not really sure, and you didn't get it, so like it would be like a really big damper on my mood. So like I would be doing well in classes and everything, but then like I would apply for these jobs, interview, and get denied, and it just like really would kill me like every single time. I remember like over winter break, and kind of going into 2022, I kind of reevaluated like my approach to things, and so then early or late in like February, early January into like early February was when I kind of got like a couple of job offers, which I was really proud of myself, and that kind of put a smile on my face. Now I've accepted like a job offer, which has made me really happy, and my school classes and things like that have been really well as well, or I've been doing really well. So yeah.
So do you have any tips for anyone who is like looking to reach their goals or looking to find new ways to reach their goals?
Yes, I would say being organized always helps. I think like if you can organize things in the way that like you need, right? So like for example, I have like a Notion, and I remember when I first started using Notion, it was so hard for me to use it. Like I was like, what is this? So I quit it, and then I came back to it, and like that's been really good for me. Like I have my own little like page or whatever that kind of like talks about like the goals that I have. So like graduating from college is like one of them, and I'm about to graduate. Getting a job was one of them, and I did that. So putting down all the goals that I have, whether they be like short-term or long-term, is really important, and like organizing that in a way, and then thinking about like what steps do you need to take to accomplish that goal, and then in that way, like it's not just like some big goal, right? Like you've broken it down into, okay, well, this is like kind of a way that I'll know if I'm on the right path, right? So that whatever step you put down, and when you accomplish that, then you can go into the next step and the next step, and then like later, like you know that you've accomplished it, and you can kind of mark that off. So definitely being organized can help.
Yeah, a little bit of a pivot. Who is your favorite musical artist at the moment?
Yes, my favorite musical artist is Pink Panthers, and I found out about her through TikTok. She had like a couple famous songs on there, which was really fun because I had never like supported like a TikTok artist before, or like somebody who had blown up on TikTok, and so hearing her music, I was like dying to hear more. And then she finally released like a EP, and I've been listening to that ever since like the summer, because I'm a music repeater. So
Me too.
yeah. But yeah, Pink Panthers is definitely one of my favorite artists right now. So
what is something in your life that you're happy that you did?
yeah, something that I am happy that I did was my sophomore year, as part of the student government at the university, and I was the diversity and inclusion committee director, which is something that's like so interesting to hear like me say, because like I was only a sophomore and I was doing something like so like impactful, but I was basically in charge of kind of like monitoring and like helping my committee members succeed in like their projects. And one of the projects that I would like really enjoyed was the project about like admissions disparities, which is basically touching on how ACT and SAT, so standardized tests, can impact admissions processes for people from marginalized communities, specifically with respect to like the Minneapolis and St. Paul like demographics. And so looking into that and like seeing how something that seems like very like it seems not harmful can be like really harmful to people, and being like a barrier to like education. And so I remember like going to a lot of meetings with university like leaders, and just kind of like advocate for getting rid of like these tests altogether, since I know one of our university like system campuses also doesn't have standardized tests. So that's something that I was very passionate about. I know like right now like they're kind of in that like in between stage of like seeing if they want to get rid of it, since like through COVID like they didn't have it as a requirement for students, which seems like a no-brainer. Then they don't really need it, but
Yeah.
I guess they're kind of like looking back and seeing how it impacts people, which fingers crossed that they kind of look at like the research that like the student government had did and things like that, and kind of use that to inform like their decision moving forward.
Right, I feel like COVID maybe like moving online with everything, maybe let people know that not everyone learns the same, and like standardized tests can definitely don't accommodate different learning styles. So yeah, I think that's very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
How has our community changed since your first year at the U? So like over the past 4 years, how would you say that the campus environment has like shifted?
I remember when I was a freshman, and it seemed like there was such a big sense of community. For example, like when I came to the university, my first experience like on campus was with MK, so the Multicultural Center for Academic Excellence, and I was like a part of kickoff, and so I was just like a little freshman coming in, and it was so fun to like be able to interact with people. One of my best friends that I have, like even to this day, was like a part of my group for MK, and so there's definitely a really big sense of community back freshman year. There's a lot of student orgs, people were definitely involved. Just like a really good, lively like environment. I think COVID kind of impacted that though, like negatively. People moved online and it kind of made like this disconnect, I guess you could say. Like people who are already friends before just stayed friends and that's that. And people who are maybe looking to like meet new people is a bit more difficult. I would say that now as we've like moved back to in person, it's definitely getting better. I think like there's a lot of events from student organizations and things like that. So people are definitely like able to get to know each other, but I wish like it was back to that before COVID and like pre-COVID, like freshman year vibes, like where everybody was willing to get to know each other. But yeah, I think like I have high hopes though. I think like student orgs and things like that have a good impact on connecting people. And so I'm very happy that they're active and holding events and things like that.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite like events that you experienced as a freshman before COVID happened?
Yes, I would definitely say there was a couple. I would say one of them that I really remember was, so when I was a freshman, I was a part of like the Black Student Union. They have like a freshman push like program thing for freshmen to basically like plan events and things like that for the community. And we had like an event that was like a karaoke thing or like a karaoke like it's like some like sing off where people basically would like go up and like start singing the lyrics to like their favorite song. And I remember like the room was just so fun, the vibes were like amazing, everybody was just really like having a good time. I'd say that that was like one of my like more favorite events. But yeah, I think that I've definitely had like a couple more events like sophomore year, but like it wasn't as much because I was trying to focus on school. So then like COVID happened and then my senior year has come and now like I've tried to go to like events and things like that. I know like I go to some African Student Association like events and they have some very fun like events and things like that. But yeah, I would say like overall very lively, very fun, but that was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
so.
That does sound very fun. Karaoke is very fun.
I know.
If you could change one thing about our community or the world we're living in at large, what would it be?
I wish that everybody understood that everybody comes from like a different walks of life and just kind of had empathy for people. Like, I think like everybody's very quick to like just assume like everybody's out to get them and things like that, when in reality most people are just trying to get by and like live their life. So I definitely wish that like people just understood that everybody's different, people grew up differently, and to just really like have empathy for one another and just be there for one another as well, and just like hold space for like having community with people and just make connections with each other.
Yeah, empathy is very important. Would you say that empathy is like a part of the reason that you become a leader and that like continue to be in leadership positions?
Yes, I would say like kind of like how I touched on like earlier when you asked me a question about like supporting people or something like that, and what motivates me. What motivates me is like helping others and making sure that people don't struggle the way that I did. And so empathy kind of plays into that, right? Like I have struggled so much, like let's say with like a class. And if I know like I can go out of my way and help somebody to make sure that they're not struggling and things like that, then that in a way is like viewed as a success for me. So yes, I would say like empathy really like drives me to like be in like leadership like positions, being on like boards, because I know that I can go out of my way to like help somebody. But yeah.
Please describe your everyday life. Like what a day in the life of you, like what does that look like?
A day in the life of Lubna. I think like honestly all my days start with like I wake up. I found that like, so I remember like 2 or 3 years ago I would just wake up and just leave my bed, like the way that it was. Like I didn't really care to like make my bed, but like I think like last year I started making my bed. And so like when I wake up I go and I make my bed and make it look all pretty, because if it looks pretty then like your room feels like very clean and like it's a new day, you know. So I always start with that, and then like obviously I do like whatever like hygiene, you know. And then I have started drinking coffee, which I'm so disappointed in myself because I vowed to myself that I would never be a coffee person, but I've started making myself a little cup of coffee in the morning, go to class, and then typically after class like I do my work or like do any homework, and then that's also when I like kind of do like some student organization like work. I know like right now like I'm part of the National Association of Black Accountants and I'm a secretary of corporate relations for them, so just emailing our sponsors and making sure that our events are set up with them and our general membership meetings. And then I go home and I watch a show because I'm a senior now, so it's not that much work that I have left for me. So go home, watch my shows, and then make myself a little nice meal. I've been into salmon lately, so kind of make myself a little meal. And then I go to sleep and I start all over again. Some days when it's nice out, like when it was nice out, I go for a walk. If it's cold outside, I'm definitely staying inside. So yeah, but even like days like today, like I'm so excited to like go for a walk today and just see what it looks like, it feels like, because I know tomorrow's gonna be cold. So
yeah, it's gonna be like 5 degrees.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
You mentioned shows. What shows are you into right now?
Okay, I'm a serial show watcher as well. So if I watch something, it's like it's over within like a week. But what's a show that I just finished up recently? Well, I've been watching Euphoria. That's like everybody, so you know, I'm not gonna be like basic. But I think over winter break, like a show that I went through really fast was Insecure, and it's on HBO. It's a really great show. I remember I tried to watch it like 2 years ago. I don't think I was developed enough, you know, for it. I think some shows like you just gotta go back to it later, but I would say Insecure is probably a show that I just finished up, which was amazing. I loved it so much, and yeah, the series is over, but.
Well, I also love watching Euphoria. New episode out tonight.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It was really nice talking to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you speaking with me and interviewing me today. Lila, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.